Welcome to a brand new series on the channel, A to Z of fitness, where we're going to go through every letter of the alphabet and talk about a fitness-related topic for each of them. And this video is going to start off with the letter A, and A is for abs. For those new to the channel, I'm Austin with Training Tall, and sure, I might be 6'8", but Training Tall is all about giving you the tips and strategies to help you take your fitness and health above the average, no matter how tall you are. And today, we're talking about abs, abdominal training, and what the most effective abdominal training strategies can be to keep it simple but effective for you. But before we get into the exercises that are going to be most effective for you, it's important to understand and realize that no matter how much abdominal training that you do, no matter what secret sauce special exercises you throw in, your abdominals are never going to show unless your body fat percentage is at a low enough level. And while exercise can burn a bunch of calories, the main source of calorie control, getting yourself into a caloric deficit in order to lose excess body fat, that is going to be your control over your nutritional habits in the kitchen. So just a little disclaimer there, but let's talk about abs. What are the abs? When we talk about abs, what are we talking about? And to keep things as simple as possible, when we talk about ab training, training our abs, we're generally talking about the rectus abdominis muscles as well as the obliques. And when looking specifically at the rectus abdominis, some people have 6 abs, some people have 8, some people even have 10, but we can divide that area into the upper and the lower portion. And so when it comes to effective training of our abs, we really just have to think of exercises that help us target the upper portion of the abs, the lower abs, and the obliques. And luckily, that means we don't have to make things crazy complicated. There are a huge variety of different abdominal and core exercises you can do, and a lot of these exercises really do add a lot of spice and variety to routines, and you can find lists upon lists upon lists of different exercises, but we're going to keep it super simple here and give off an exercise specific to each portion of our abs. And when training to strengthen your abs, not only can you add some size and definition, again, if you get your body fat low enough, they play a key role in helping to develop an overall strong core. So let's start with the upper abs. How do we get those upper abs to contract and work? Well, the key idea is to work on spinal flexion. This is essentially like going into a rounded back posture. But that rounded back, that spinal flexion, is what truly activates that upper portion of your abs. And so the first exercise that I recommend you do is the crunch. Now, I know that's like the most generic exercise in the whole world, but it can seriously be so effective when you really focus on that spinal flexion. Now, when you do this exercise, I don't recommend that you do it the traditional way of, legs bent in and sitting up and down like this. We can actually make it a little bit less strenuous on our lower back by raising our legs to the sky. And so by taking your legs up to the sky, this can help relieve a little tension off of the lower back and allow you to set yourself up in a position to really focus on rounding your spine, flexing the spine. And the idea there is to lift the shoulders and the upper back off the ground. We're not trying to do a full sit-up here. With those upper abs specifically, we just need to get the spinal flexion side of things. So keep your hands behind your ears, not behind your head because you can crank on your neck, but on the sides of your ears like this, and really focus on rounding that back, getting it up, tucking it in, and trying to just scrunch and crunch those upper abs. And when you take it slow and you really focus on the crunching of those upper abs, you are going to feel an incredible burn and really build strength in the upper portion of those abs. Now, when it comes to working the lower abs, the best way to get a strong contraction out of those lower abs is to think about our hips tilting towards us. If your hips were a bowl, you want to tilt the bowl towards you. And so this is where I'm going to recommend the exercise, ding, the reverse crunch, which essentially is the same thing as the original crunch, but bringing your legs towards you rather than trying to flex your spine and bring your upper body off of the ground. Now, when you set up for this exercise, once again, you want to protect your lower back. So I don't recommend that you just lie yourself down like this, but actually get a little bit of the lift of those shoulders off of the ground and squeeze those upper abs. A little bit of activation in the upper abs helps to really support this exercise. And from here, we're thinking about the hip tilt, spilling the bowl towards our face. And so from here, you bend in your knees slightly and you tuck in the hips and let your legs go back out. Tuck the hips, tilt the bowl, and let the bowl tilt back out. With this constant engagement of the upper abs by keeping those shoulders off the ground, when you really focus on tilting the hips, pouring the bowl towards your face, you're going to really feel this work. And if you want to make this more challenging, you can extend your legs out further to create more of a challenge on those lower abs. So the straighter your legs go, the more challenging it becomes. Just make sure, of course, you protect your lower back by keeping those shoulders lifted off the ground the entire time, ever so slightly. So we've covered the upper abs, the lower abs. Let's talk about the obliques, those diagonally running core muscles. To best activate those, we want to be thinking about exercises that are going to work on rotation, bringing our body across our body. And of course, making exercises the most effective as possible, you should be able to do it from anywhere. And just like the other two exercises, you can do this exercise from home as well. And we're talking torso rotations. You very simply set yourself up, sitting nice and tall on your sit bones, bending in your knees slightly with heels on the ground for some support to start you off. And from here, keep your hands on your chest. Lock your thumbs onto your chest and focus here after leaning back slightly, squeezing in things tight here, twisting your body as far as you can, side to side. This is not just side to side action like this. How slow, how much twist can you get side to side? The more you twist and the slower you go, the more you're gonna light up those obliques. What's nice about this exercise too is you can easily progress it by holding on to a weight. It doesn't even have to be a dumbbell or a kettlebell. You can grab a big old can of something or just something heavy you could keep on your chest. The idea here is not to bring the object or bring our arms far out to the side, but keeping that weight close to you and focusing on how much rotation can you possibly get. So one thing that I hope you've noticed with these exercises to help us get the most muscle activation possible is to take the exercise in a slow, focused, and controlled fashion. Especially when it comes to muscle building, muscle hypertrophy. To take the exercises slow and controlled is the best way to help grow the muscle. Now, of course, there is a time and a place for more endurance style core training where you might want to perform these exercises at a higher tempo with higher repetitions, and that's completely based on your goals. But the moral of the story here is to activate the entirety of our abs. The first letter in our A to Z fitness is that we don't need a whole crazy smorgasbord of different wild exercises. A variety of exercises are there to add variety, but we don't need them. And so if you're looking to implement a very simple core training protocol, something that just takes a couple minutes, a couple times a week, I recommend that you do these 3 exercises, 3 sets each, somewhere between 10 and 20 reps per set. Give yourself a good minute to minute and a half rest between each set and see if you can perform all 3 of those exercises 2 to 3 times a week. Your abs are gonna be sore, but I promise you're gonna be making gains from these workouts. And as you build that ab strength, if you're looking to add some challenge to this, you can always throw in external resistance like we showed with the torso rotation, but you can also add some resistance in for the crunches and for the reverse crunches as well if you have something like a medicine ball. And the last thing I want to say, just to reiterate a couple points, the first thing being, of course, that you will never be able to see your abs unless you are at a low enough body fat percentage. So that's all about the control of your nutritional intake, your caloric balance day to day and over time. That and that there is nothing wrong with adding in variety to your core or ab-specific training exercises. Variety is key to keeping some people engaged, and when it comes to seeing long-term results and success in our fitness journeys, we have to find something we enjoy doing. And so if just doing crunches in reverse crunches and torso twists isn't going to do it for you, then don't be afraid to explore and add some variety to your training. Just be as consistent as you can and get in the volume necessary for you to get stronger. So that's going to do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you're looking forward to the A to Z series. If you have any suggestions for what I should do for the upcoming letters in the alphabet, please let me know down in the comments below. Or if you've got another A suggestion for when I loop all the way back around and start season 2, I would love to hear your thoughts. I would love to hear what kind of abdominal exercises you like to do, and I hope that you learned something from the video. So please give me your feedback, good or bad. Like it if you liked it, dislike it if you hated it. I'm here for it all, and I just thank you again for taking the time to watch the video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Be sure to subscribe if you want more fitness content from me, and check out my website for more stuff from me as well. See you in the next video.